We're joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
What was your takeaway from the game?
I mean, obviously the story was Dwyane Wade, and I think you may have tweeted this, Skip. There's this notion now, people are saying, well, Cleveland never should have let him go, and they can use it.
I have that notion.
Okay,
Yeah.
See, my thing is this. When you're an older player, you can do this. You can still play at a high level every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't do it consistently.
No doubt.
Wade's probably got one, maybe two more games like this left in him if they went, through
to the finals.
Yeah, really. Yeah. So I mean, last year he was in Chicago last year when they lost to Boston, led by Isaiah Thomas in the 6 games. He averaged 15 points on like 37% shooting, had 2 points on 1 of 10 shooting in game 6. So that's not a shot at Wade. That was great last night.
Right.
But to think he would do this consistently, especially in Cleveland, because remember, in Miami, you have other defenders who could protect him. You can have Wade on the floor because at his age, not a great defender. In Cleveland, with those old fogies, you couldn't have D-Wade on the floor as much.
With another bunch of other old guys.
Fogies.
Yeah.
And he's not a three-point shooter.
Correct.
So if I'm not going to stop you, I got to try to outscore you.
Right.
But he's not going to do that. So I think that narrative is false. But as far as the game, I think it's a series. I mean, Embiid, I expect him to be back in game 3, especially after his comment.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I hope so after his comment.
He also indicated he's being told probably not game 3, but he's saying yes.
And I like his attitude. I think, look, I understand Philly, though. They're like, you played 31 games in your first 3 years.
Yeah.
You darn right we're trying to protect you.
And we ain't worried about this series and this year. We're talking about the next 10 years.
Exactly.
Because that's what they hope. And Skip, D-Wade was phenomenal. And like I said, he can summon up these virtuoso performances every now and again. But to think that they're going to pin their hopes and say D-Wade is going to give us these kinds of performances moving forward on a consistent basis, you and I both know that's not going to happen. Give them credit. You know, Skip, when LeBron was there, I like, Spoelstra's okay, but LeBron and D-Wade and them doing a lot of the leg work. After LeBron left and you just watch him, he's a damn good coach.
Yep.
He can coach.
Yep.
And guys respond to him. I mean, they're not immensely talented, Skip, but they play hard. They play hard on the defensive end, and they get some buckets on the offensive end, and that's the thing. I was surprised how Philly was able to mount a comeback, considering how well the Heat was playing defensively. But D-Wade, every momentum that they needed to quell, D-Wade or Paul Richardson or Dragic made a play, and we shut it down. Give them credit, but they need Embiid. They're not winning the series without Embiid, Skip. You know that, right?
I don't know that.
Yeah, I would give him a shot. I think it'd be very close.
Blue season over with. That's the only shot they're getting.
So, to your point, I need to know how many more games my man Kevin Hart is going to go to. Because if he goes and sits courtside, Dwyane Wade is going to have some big games coming up down the stretch here of this series. Because it was Kevin Hart who set off Dwyane Wade last night. When he stood on the court after the game and said, "You can thank Kevin Hart for that," he was not laughing or smiling or joking. It was the truth, because Kevin Hart was in his ear, and I'm going to see Kevin Hart a little later today, and I'm going to give Kevin Hart an earful because he sabotaged his own team that he loves, the Sixers, and he just might have helped sabotage my pick of the Sixers winning the Eastern Conference, because they are now facing an uphill battle. It will not be easy going to Miami for the next 2 games. You know what?
Hollywood, Joy.
Hey.
Oh, who you hanging out with today, Skip?
Kevin Hart.
Oh, you Hollywood now. Oh, yeah, but
But it just happened to fall that way,
happened.
where I get to tell him how wrong he was for challenging that man. Because this is one of those guys I don't bet against.
Well,
You
also,
can
Skip
say-
is going to see him. You, follow people around.
No.
You stalk. I don't stalk. I'm not stalking.
It's big L.A.
show up
Think
when you
about
know
it.
they gonna
California, 25, 30 million people. It just so happened that Skip and Kevin Hart gonna be in the.
Wait, it just so happened you ran into LeBron
Yeah.
James in Beverly Hills?
Yes.
How could that be? It's impossible.
It just happened.
You're just in the neighborhood.
I was in the neighborhood. It happened.
He was in Brentwood driving around.
Oh, Hollywood.
Driving around his house.
Oh, starlit Skip. Yeah, he all hanging out with his slabs now. Who else you hanging out with tonight? Who you having dinner with?
It's Kevin Hart. That's all I need, because he's going to get a piece of my heart right between his eyes. This was horrible. the more he provoked Dwayne, the more we got vintage Dwayne. That was a big-time game. I got to tell you.
You think Wade's going to lead them to this series championship?
I think he has more left in his tank than you are giving him credit for, because that wasn't just a burst. That was a game, because he scored 21 in the first half, like 7 of 8 shots, and then 28 for the game. And if we could see this one more time, remember, the Sixers went on a hellacious run. What was it, 18 to 7 run, and got it to 2, and had the ball to either tie or go ahead. And Dwayne enters the game at that point. And could we see what happened from that moment on? He rips Sharpe, takes the ball right away from him, and Olynyk to Dwayne, dunk, and guess who he turned and looked at and glared at and pointed at? It was Kevin Hart. And then here comes Dwayne again. This is a pretty sweet pass. Dwayne can distribute the rock. That'll
Covington.
work. Well, that'll work.
Whoa.
I don't know what Covington was doing. Then here's a big offensive rebound from Dwyane Wade around the horn, back to Dragic. Boom. And they're just piling it up. And then it took Dwayne's dagger right here over, guess who? Ben Simmons.
You know, that's
shot it
his
right
shot.
in Ben Simmons' face.
Have
you seen that before?
Yeah, he
I've
had
seen
26 last year in the series against Boston.
So here's my contention.
Every once in a while.
I asked him this, and I'm going to ask you this now. Who you want on your bench as your 8th or 9th man going forward in the playoffs, LeBron James? Do you want Jordan Clarkson or Dwyane Wade? Because I'll take Dwyane Wade. Just as my 8th or 9th man. I'll take him. And I want him there with me on the bench. I want him in the locker room. I want him coming with me to my house after the game to kick around what happened in the game. I need him as my conscience and my big brother. I just need him.
I think he's more accepting of that role in Miami, being the 7th or 8th guy, as opposed to being the 7th or 8th guy in Cleveland. See, he can stomach that, Skip. He's home. He's comfortable. They know
still viewed as his team.
Right. Because come on, Skip.
I'll give you that. That jersey that he had on. See, when he's in the Bulls jersey, even though he's from Chicago, he doesn't feel like that's his team. It's Jordan's team. You know, like he knows that. He grew up.
All they want to go now, I know a guy that can put on any jersey and you'll forget his history. He'll make you forget his history.
Who is that?
He'll make your history disappear like a Clinton email. Really? He'll erase it.
He wouldn't make it disappear in Chicago.
I'm just saying.
He wouldn't make it disappear in Chicago.
I'm just saying, I know a guy that happens to don any jersey.
Really? Wait, is it the same guy who's 3-5 in the NBA Finals, who's lost 5 finals?
But it's just when he
Can
show
you
up.
erase that?
I don't know, but just when he
amend it to most jerseys.
What?
He would not make it disappear in Chicago. And LA will be tough to make it.
He gonna like.
I don't think you make it disappear in LA either.
I mean, they got too many though.
Yeah,
they got too many statues already out there. They got. You think you're in Washington D.C. with all them statues?
They got through a maze into the arena.
The good news last night for my Philadelphia 76ers, since I picked them, was they needed to get punched in the mouth, and they got punched in the mouth. They got Pat Riley'd last night. That was a Riley special. That was like old New York Knicks. You used to cover those teams back in the 90s?
Yeah.
Where they would come out and just play football, basketball. And that's what they did. And they got after Ben Simmons and knocked him around, pushed him around. The whole.
And he still played well.
He played well, but they got up into everybody. The shoot. It's been a long time since I saw a team take as many forced bad shots as Philly took last night, because they were shell-shocked.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, J.J. Redick's leaning sideways, Bellinelli's leaning sideways, Covington's just gagging, jacking up shots.
I agree totally with you. Philly needed this. They needed this. I'm not going to say they needed it more than the win, but this was good for them, because I think they were probably getting cocky. Because if you look at those guys, none of them are used to this type of success. Redick already has a little cockiness to him.
He does.
Ben, you were hearing comments about, before the game, saying it's easy.
Yeah.
Roy?
Yeah, Rookie of the Year.
Oh, okay,
Skip don't like he'll talk about Donovan Mitchell. But you know what this reminds me of?
Donovan Mitchell is.
He was special.
He's legit.
25 and 10.
You know what? Donovan Mitchell has some Russell Westbrook in it. I'm telling you, he does.
But
he's a better
I
shooter
see
than
Dwayne Wade.
Do you really?
You don't see any Dwayne Wade? He shoots it better, obviously.
Justice Winslow picking up Ben Simmons, basically full court, reminded you of Patrick Beverly against Lonzo Ball the first game.
Yeah.
He hounded him.
No, it did.
He hounded like, nah, bro, it's not gonna be that easy.
No.
You made it look too easy. Got people thinking out here, I can't play, I can't D.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, they did.
But Simmons only had 2 turnovers, I think.
Dude's special.
That dude is the truth.
Dude's special.
He can handle, man.
Yeah.
Dude's special.
And they needed this because, like I said, these guys were getting cocky. Ilyasova, Sarge, they haven't won like this.
Nope.
So I think they started it was easy. And look, without Embiid, they live and die by the
But
three.
remember, they just won 17 straight games.
Yeah.
They be living and die with Embiid because you got to come double the post and then he kick it out. Guys be wide open. But that's what happens when you reinvent yourself and you make the three ball kind of like Cleveland. When you go 0 for 8, you have 7 turnovers, you're going to be down by 19 in some quarter.
But they got guys. If you look at their starting five without Embiid last night, everyone except Simmons, almost half of their shots are three-pointers.
Yes.
Some of them, more than half of their shots are three-pointers. So that lineup
What'd they make
is
last night?
off
19?
7 for 36. So if they had hit them at their normal rate, they probably
Okay,
would.
like
So wait,
Cleveland.
are we saying that one client of Clutch Sports, Ben Simmons, needs more help, just like LeBron needs more help? Is that where we're going with this?
Don't
He
do
just
that.
needs more help.
Don't do that.
I'm not
He
going
needs more
there.
help.
You see what's
Huh?
You see what's
He
Skip?
needs more. Ben Simmons needs more help.
LeBron had
It's like
24.
father, like
You
son.
see,
right?
you trying to,
Yeah.
you saying that because you want to say Lonzo's better than Ben.
I'm not going to say that yet.
Ever.
Never.
Get
will.
Ever.
Not in the same
Ever.
class.
We'll see.
No.
We'll see.
No.
I like
There can
Lonzo,
only be
but
room
no,
for
he ain't
one.
Ben Simmons.
There can be room for one light-skinned point guard that's transcendent. Roy is it.
It's Chris Broussard.
Hey,
We got
Jason
one-
Kidd, Ben Simmons,
That's it.
Yeah.
some good point guards.
No, Ben Simmons.
All I care about right now is get well soon, Joel. That's all I care
Yeah,
about.
Ben Simmons.
he's got to be back.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons said, I'm
Gotta
going that
trust the
Magic.
process.